Hi everyone, my name is Antje Roggemann. I'm a medium and a channel. I do healing sessions with angel symbols, which are these, and I teach Reiki online, and I also do channeled meditations. I have several online courses that run from time to time, and I also published the book, Is It Cool to Be an Angel? Today, I want to speak about trauma and the resistance to healing and how you can release that. So, trauma is, first of all, everyone carries trauma. And if you don't want to know that, then you know that you're resistant, resistant to healing. I've come to the conclusion that trauma is an experience for us and a teacher, and it's nothing bad. It is also something that in past lives and past generations we did not have the tools, or our parents, grandparents, great-grandparents did not have the tools to release the trauma. And we didn't have them in past lives as well. Today we do. And no, it's not common knowledge in school medicine yet, but there are people who have experienced trauma and also have gone through healing trauma and know it. And I'm part of them. So trauma is being created in early life between conception and the age of 8. It also stems from past lives and is being inherited from our parents through the whole family line. Because it's coming from past lives, the family line and our childhood, we have had it for a long time. And later in life, past the age of 8, it just repeats, and we attract and create situations that match the situation that created the trauma in the first place. Because most of us start our healing process later in life, be that in our 20s, which would actually be early, 30s, 40s, 50s, or even later. We've had it for a long time, and we've also created resistance to healing. That's basically nothing else than a way to deal with the trauma when we don't have another tool to handle it or to release it. Because resistance to healing is basically resistance to change, and it comes about because some situation that you could not handle, and that is trauma. You cannot handle an emotion in a situation. You cannot emotionally handle a situation on your own. You would need an emotionally mature adult that helps you with that. Most of us didn't have that. That creates trauma. And because it's been there for such a long time, you have resistance. Resistance to healing. Resistance to change, because change creates fear, brings up the trauma. Good news, you can release it. I've gotten used to right now asking that question for clients, because usually we come up at some point to a healing crisis where that resistance come up and they don't want to go further. So you can just ask yourself, how many parts in me are resistant to healing? And don't be surprised if it's 30%, 40, 50, 60, 70%, or even more. Don't be surprised, because it's been there for decades, and change might be scary for those parts. You can just ask that question. Just ask, how many parts in me are resistant to healing? And then listen what you get and trust what you get. If you are insecure, use your hands. So assign a percentage to each finger. 10%, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. Hold them in front of you. Ask the question, how many parts of me are resistant to healing? And then look at your fingers and see which finger you're drawn to. And it tells you the percentage of the parts of you that are resistant to healing. You can use that for anything, but that's a great way to do it if you're insecure and feel unsafe with just asking and listening. What do you do with them? Make sure you have a quiet time, quiet place for yourself. Close your eyes. Call those parts that are resistant to healing to you. You can just say, I call the 30, 40, 50, 60% parts of me that are resistant to healing to me. Give it a moment, let them arrive, and then tell them, I love you, I accept you, I forgive you. And the next thing is, you take all those parts as a whole and you hand them over to God. You just imagine God standing in front of you. Remember, it's not a guy in the sky. If that helps you, you can imagine that. It's the energy, it's God's source, where we all come from. It's part of us as well. The important thing is that these resistant parts are ego parts, and it's important to hand them over to a higher source. That's why God. You could also say higher self. Your real self, your true self. I prefer to use God because that's the original source for me. And it's got nothing to do with religion. I grew up as an atheist. So imagine God in front of you. Take those parts that are resistant to healing, however many percent it is for you. Hand them over. See God take them. Pull back your hands. Step back. Ask Archangel Michael to cut your cords to them and remove them. See it happen, and then see God take them away. What follows next is usually what I just demonstrated. It's a sigh of relief, breathing out because you've let something go. And in this case, something very important. And what follows next is that you can suddenly change behaviors, change your situation, release old patterns because you've released the parts that are resistant to healing. Try it. That's what I wanted to share today because that is something very important. I've learned that in my own healing journey. And there can be other parts resistant to some other things, like parts resistant to letting go and stuff like that. So that's all possible. The important thing really is start with one and release the parts in you that are resistant to healing, because that will move you forward. If you want to work with me, I offer healing sessions with angel symbols. They are energized symbols that show you what's behind your trauma, where it was created, where it comes from, family line, past life, or whatever, and release that. This is actually Archangel Metatron, so I have that symbol on my belly always when I create videos or when I communicate with clients, because he's responsible for life path, life plan. He knows your life path and your life plan. You can call on him to guide you to that. And he works with me always when I work with clients, when I do any work, because this is my life purpose, and people who need help on their life path work with me. If you want to book healing sessions, then please go to my website. I'm going to share all the links below. On Instagram you find them in my bio, but on YouTube I'll put everything in the show notes. One thing, I've announced it before, healing session prices will go up starting August 1st. Right now one session costs €99, it goes up to 144. A package of 3 right now is 277, it goes up to 400. Until July 31st you can still book for the old prices. And one thing that just came through from Metatron this morning was a July-August meditation special. If you know me, you may know that I've been doing a channeled meditation each month for the past half a year, I think. This morning I was guided to put out a July-August meditation special with 3 meditations in it. Why? Well, the first one is the New Moon in Cancer meditation on July 9th. And then we have a very special rare event in Leo season, and that is 2 full moons in Aquarius back to back. The first one is on July 23rd, 24th, and the second one is on August 22nd. Because we are in the age of Aquarius, this is very special and very important for release. And they emphasize that, and obviously it is important that these meditations are being bundled. So for each one, I will actually channel Archangel Metatron. He always has a slightly different focus. I'm going to put the details in the show notes as well. I also channel Archangel Azrael, who is the Archangel for transitions, not just from this world to the other world, but also transitions in life, from one phase to the other, from one energy to the other. And I also channel Lady Nada, who is all about, is an ascended master, all about following our heart, trusting our heart. They want to be channeled in each meditation and each time with a slightly different focus. And I'll put it out in the details. So if you want to join that, you can. I'm going to put out the sign-up details. Yeah, I think that was it for today. Try out the Releasing Resistance to Healing. Let me know how it feels, how it works. If you want to work with me in person, you're welcome to do so. I would love to work with you in healing sessions, and of course Reiki if you like to learn that. All details are on my website. I often share about healing sessions on Instagram as well. Reviews are on my website as well in my Instagram highlight. So I've been doing them for more than 1 year right now, very successfully, and the changes they create amaze me, and I'm really happy to help clients change their lives into a better direction and release old energies, behaviors and patterns and trauma. Yeah, so try out Releasing Resistance to Healing and work with me if you like, and I'll see you next time. Bye!